Okay, once again, man, hey, this is After Earth, man. We're reviewing this. This is going to be part three. I don't know if part two even loaded, man, but we're just going to keep going with it because I've been having some technical difficulties with this podcast, man. Anyway, all right, so Cypher rages in the cockpit, okay? Major spoiler, so hopefully you guys have stopped already, and I've given you warnings. It says it on the title, so hopefully you left already. All right, so anyway, Cypher rages in the cockpit. The asteroid belt has just they came into the asteroid storm or shower. It just hit the ship, and the co-pilot and pilot have informed Cypher Rage, man, that there's a planet nearby they can land on. They give him the coordinates. He's like, oh no, it can't be. And then he's like, okay, we got to land there anyway because if not, the ship will break apart momentarily. And thankfully they actually did. All right, so Cypher Rage says, okay, go ahead and land it. He goes back out to the main cabin or whatever, and that's where you see this amazing event, man, in cinema, man. This is the greatest moment. I'm telling you, dude. Like you got Katai, played by Jaden Smith. I mean, this is incredible acting, man, because like he's actually like he's panicking, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole of the ship and the whole of the ship is breached. You know what I'm saying? Like the cabin pressure is lowering. They have these little life-saving breathing devices on, which is kind of awesome. It's just one of those little doctor masks that was clear and see-through, and it kind of like puts suction on your face, and you're able to breathe through that for a certain amount of time. And Katai's freaking out. He's like, he's breathing heavy, man. He's panicking. He's crying, and then all of a sudden, like you see Cypher Rage, he walks out there. You know what I'm saying? And he starts calming his son down. That's that trailer, that scene in the trailer that you see where he's going, his hand goes up, hand goes down to breathe, and all of a sudden, what we knew was gonna happen. We just didn't know it was gonna happen that soon. They suck him away, man. And it was crazy because like the way that Jaden reacted, Katai reacted to his father, Cypher Rage being just sucked out of this ship, man. And you could tell, man, the way that it happened, it was so violent. You knew there was no way possible that any person that went through that experienced that was gonna come out of there, either alive or obviously they will be injured, man. They'd have to be. And what ended up happening? Okay, the ship starts coming in for landing, and Cypher Rage just got sucked out of there. Jaden Smith, plays Katai. Katai he's panicking, he's freaking out. Then all of a sudden, like he looks left, where his dad had got sucked out of, and then he's gone, and he's like trying to reach out for him, and then the ship starts spinning in a circle, man, and then he looks to his right, and then the ship rips open, man, and then all the cabin pressure and the atmosphere and everything, man, just kind of puts him into this spin, and it puts Katai to sleep, man. He's knocked out, man. Anyway, he wakes up. Um, he's still, he still has a seatbelt on. He's still fastened in. He's not injured or anything like that. Has his life suit on, and he looks around the plane, and it's torn up, man. It's pretty bad, man. I'm not gonna lie. There's bodies everywhere, and then he slowly starts to look around the ship, man, to find anybody that's alive, man. But mostly he's just calling out for his dad, man, because he's a kid, man. I mean, he's a young dude, and he's calling out for his dad, and nobody's answering. And then he finally finds him, and Cypher Rage is pinned down um, under something. Something has obviously, man, it's on his legs. Um, and one of his legs is injured more than the other. I think his left. It doesn't really matter which leg, but one of his legs is actually punctured, and he's bleeding internally. And both legs are broken, but one of them is broken, just a little bit worse than the other. And it's crazy, man. Like even with both of his legs broken, Cypher Rage is still ghosting. He still has no fear, and it's crazy, man. And another great moment, man, is when Cypher Rage is laying on the ground. He's unconscious. Katai comes up to him and he finds him, and then Katai tries to wake him up. He can't wake him up. So he just lays there, crying on his chest, man. And then they kind of fade to black, and then they come back in, and then Cypher Rage eventually wakes up, and then they start, doing whatever they can do um, to start rescue, and then, so Cypher Rage starts. He says, Rangers, they'll count off, and then nobody answers. He says again, he's like, Rangers, count off, and then nobody answers again, and there's just him and his son, man. Him and his son are the only two sole survivors, man. And now we gotta start getting this mission started, man. We gotta get ready to get out of here. There's a device on the main portion of the ship that you can call for rescue, shoot out the signal, but it got broken during the crash. And the other signal, or the other device, is on the tail end of the ship, which crash landed, way over there, saying like 1,000 yards or 1,000 miles or some crap. It was a long distance away, man. It was like I think like a 4-day or 5-day journey or something like that. What's kind of cool, man, is once the breathing devices came off, they have these little, I don't know, like gel things. They almost look like those cookies with the hard gel in the middle. They're like yellow cookies that have like this hard little gel in the middle of them, and then you press it in, and you suck in the gel down your throat, and it kind of coats your lungs to where you're able to breathe in the atmosphere. So that was kind of cool, like technology. The only bad thing about it, they put it inside of a case that didn't really protect it that much, and that kind of obviously played with the movie, I guess, to give it a more dramatic feel and vibe to it. After they get Katai, after Katai wakes up Cypher, the movie goes pretty fast after that, man. Cypher gives Katai the little briefing real quick. He tells him about do you know where we are? No, sir. This is Earth. And then he tells him about how all the animals on Earth have evolved to kill humans, and Katai's like freaking out. He's like crying and stuff like that. But he mans up, you know what I'm saying? And then he gets outside and starts his mission. And he starts climbing up this rock, and there's this giant, man. I'm telling you, dude, I freaked out on this one. There's this giant spider on his hand, man. And so he slaps the spider, almost falls down the cliff, you know what I'm saying? And what's kind of cool about this is Cypher Rage is guiding Katai, man. There's a microphone, not a microphone, but a camera slash, I guess, live video feed on the back of Katai's life suit, and it also seems like there's one on the front, but I mean, it just depends on I guess how you're looking or something like that. But mainly on the back, so he can see what Katai can't see, and he can see it coming before it gets to him. And the life suit also tells Katai, or excuse me, tells Cypher everything that's going on with Katai, as far as his breathing, his blood pressure, his heart rate, everything. So he can tell when Katai is lying. He can tell, when Katai is nervous, when he has fear, etc., man. And that kind of was like a game changer, because as you get going on, Katai's running through the woods. They run into this this area, this open area, and Katai's like, it's kind of like describing everything to his father. His father can see a little bit, of course, behind him. And then all of a sudden, like, this radar hit the radar inside of the ship that is showing Cypher where Katai's at. There's a little blimp, a little bleep on the radar, it comes up there, and it's a little red dot, and all of a sudden it starts tracking Katai, man. It's coming closer and closer to him. And how do you say it? It's kind of strange, man, because, well, let me just tell you what happened. Okay, so the little red dot appears and starts tracking towards Katai, and it's like 10 meters, 12 meters, 10 meters. It has found you. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets into Katai, and it's a baboon. And Katai, being a kid, of course, you know what I'm saying? Cypher's like, stand down, cadet. It's no threat to you. Just stay your distance or whatever, but it's no threat to you. Don't engage. Well, Katai, being a kid, what I'm saying, he wanted to show, his father that he has no fear, or I guess that was his way of showing it. So he throws the damn rock at the baboon, and the baboon gets angry. Yeah, and then he calls all his baboon friends, and they start chasing him through the woods, and then Katai runs into the water, and thankfully, he's saved by that. But what ends up happening is that that life-saving gel that coats his lungs was damaged because he decided to allow fear to control him. So yeah, we'll continue on with another what's called. That's about 10 minutes, so we'll stop this one. Yep, we're out.